Everyone, welcome back. Today we'll be talking about Polestar. Polestar's 2022 year in review. This will be quite exciting. A list of things that the company has achieved this year. It's been a huge year for Polestar. Naturally, we want to take a look at it. We will also take a look at the Polestar concept, the Revopod concept. This is a pod car concept for Polestar's design competition, and it was a huge competition. This was one of the best vehicles that were designed, and I would like to check out this design because I think it has a lot of potential. Now, the most important thing that Polestar has achieved this year, perhaps by far, was going public. They reached a milestone as the company for listing on NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. That moment marked the end of the beginning and the start of the journey towards sustainable mobility. Now, on June 28th, the iconic bell ringing ceremony took place at the buzzing Times Square, and Polestars all over the globe gathered to celebrate this historic day. Polestar actually went public on the 24th of June. Very exciting time for us. Another huge accomplishment for Polestar was the debut of the Polestar 3, their first SUV, the world premiere debut in Copenhagen on October the 12th. 900 guests gathered at a former locomotive workshop in the Danish capital to launch the SUV for the electric age. Their very own Thomas Ingolf, Polestar CEO, and Maximilian Missoni, head of Polestar design, took the stage to present it to the world. They were also busy expanding the Polestar universe as they launched 8 new markets: the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Ireland, Hong Kong, Spain, Portugal, Israel, and Italy. As of now, Polestar is in 27 different markets, and by the end of next year, they will reach 30 markets. This is very interesting for Polestar. In addition, they have produced over 100,000 Polestar 2s. This means they have gone from 0 to 100 in just 2.5 years. The carbon footprint of the Polestar 2 has now become 1.7 ton lighter thanks to sustainable upgrades. Speaking of sustainability, they attended the New York Climate Week to spread message, exchange ideas, and build new alliances with companies and organizations that shares the same agenda. This was also an important stepping stone for the COP27, the United Nations Climate Change Conference, held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, which they attended virtually from the HQ studio in Gothenburg to minimize the environmental impact. Now, I know you're thinking it probably can't get any better from here, but it did. Polestar unveiled the O2 concept, the Roadster, which later they turned into Polestar 6, which will be in the first 5 edition in 2026 will be the Blue LA Concept Edition, similar to the original O2 concept. After Polestar ship those out, they will start shipping out the next edition of those vehicles, which will be slightly different in variation. Colors, interior and exterior will be slightly different. Now, Polestar also had a collaboration with Ali Bike, Alpha Polestar Edition. They built their own bike. Actually, they designed and built the frame themselves. You know, it wasn't just a partnership where another company built the bike. Polestar had a lot of input on building that bike, which was a huge deal. This was the Polestar Ali Bike Alpha Polestar Edition, and now Polestar has actually unveiled more information that they want to build an electric bike. And this was our original thought. When the Polestar bike was first announced, what the biggest question was for us was, why isn't it electric? That would be so amazing if Polestar built an electric bike. Well, now they've unveiled more information that they do intend on building an electric bike with the same company, I believe, Ali Bike Alpha. Now, by no means are these bikes cheap. They are not cheap at all. But I'm really excited for Polestar to be doing this because other companies such as Porsche, they do the same thing. Polestar also designed Koja, and that was built in Fisker, southern Finland. And it becomes the first submission from the Polestar design concept to be realized in 1:1 scale. This is basically a cabin experience, and this was awesome. You know, they really went all out building this cabin experience. Additionally, you know, Polestar was also at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. The public got to see a glimpse of the Polestar 5 prototype, which was amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't get to attend the event. I didn't even know Polestar was going to attend the event. Next year, I definitely want to be at Goodwood Speed. I definitely want to be at that festival to see more Polestar vehicles in person. I actually tried to get a ticket at last minute, but unfortunately I couldn't. But next year, I'll definitely buy my own ticket now that I know that Polestar will most likely be attending. Now, there are a list of other things that Polestar has involved themselves with, not to mention an appearance at the big game. At the Super Bowl game, Polestar had their advertisement that captured a lot of attention because of the message they wrote in that ad. So that's quite exciting. They also showed off a white edition of the Polestar 6 at Pebble Beach in California, I believe. So as you can see, Polestar definitely achieved a lot of things this year, and I'm sure next year they will continue to achieve more amazing things. Now, what I'd like to check out is this concept by Benny and Design. This is his Instagram account. He's responsible for designing this Revopod. He calls it the Polestar Revopod. And I think there's a lot of potential for this vehicle. Maybe not for long journeys, but what about short journeys in and around city journey? What about developing Polestar future self-driving technology? Could they do it with a prototype of this vehicle? But what I do know is that I really like this design. I've wanted to talk about this design for quite a few months now, so it's taken me a while to make this video. I do apologize. But finally, we are making the video. This is an interior look at the vehicle. Yes, Polestar version might not have to be the exact same. This was one of the top 5 in the Polestar competition. So it's fair to say that Polestar, the company themselves, they approve. They like this design a lot. And I can definitely understand why. It has so much potential. This is another view of the vehicle as well. You can use it for so many different reasons. You can use it for so many different ideas. It's just an extremely versatile, small vehicle. I think if Polestar wants to compete in the smaller size vehicle, like to compete against Mini or to compete against smart cars, this concept is the perfect thing to build upon. Seriously, it's perfect. It's like a mobility car. There's a market for that, trust me. There's a market for this vehicle. Also, it looks like a little toy car, so it actually looks really, really damn fun. Thank you to Benny for designing this. I've got to say, being in the Polestar community, this has made us extremely happy to see this design. This is as good as it gets, to be honest. This is really exciting. This was another concept sketch of the design. I think the design is just really iconic. And I think this is something that Benny could develop another design on top of this. That could be really exciting. But this was Polestar Post. Congratulations to the student category finales who've made it through the finales of 2022 Polestar Design Concept. From 3D models to the board sketches to stories, the jury carefully review every detail of your project. We're incredibly impressed with all your entries, and we know that it was not easy for our juries to narrow it down to submission of just 5 finales. These are the designers who will move on to the finals. So these are some of the design. These are some of the amazing design concept. But me personally, I definitely think this takes it. This wins. This is the clear winner. So let's just finish out this video with this really cool Polestar animation video. It is really something else. Happy Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in our next video. Peace.